Hello Slam Squad, this is the Wrestling Conscious channel where we have a little bit of empathy, a little bit of compassion and a lot of common sense. Now, I don't want to be like other reviewers and just trash this whole pre-live event, or I called it pay-per-view. It wasn't that bad, but they could have done a lot better for this Survivor Series WarGames. And if I'm being honest with you, the only thing what kept me entertained was the women's match, whether you like it or not. So let's get into it. So I just want to give it a fair shot of review, and I even went from the pre-show all the way to the post-show just to give it the just, and just saying it's bad. And I just, it's very important if you can to keep balance, critical thinking, and giving new insights, because I know there is the vocal majority on the internet, in the internet streets, but the people who follow me know that I love to give unique insights, right? So let's get into it for the culture. So in the pre-show, they do what WWE does those video packages of people coming into the building, just like they are like football players or NBA stars. And I see a lot of pyro around the ring, a lot of fire around the ring, a lot of lights, making the WarGames Steel Cage very exciting. And you know what I saw when Michael Cole, Wade Barrett and Big E was in the crowd doing the pre-show? I saw a nice little sign saying for Naomi, the tribal queen. And it shows internationally for, the fans are out there. People do love Naomi and do want her to get a push, because there's sometimes how everything's presented and pretend like Naomi, like no one cares about her, and that's not fair. But we stand for Naomi over here on this channel. They talk about how cold it is in Vancouver. Biggie, Wade Barrett and Michael Cole, and Wade Barrett is politely saying he's a bit old to wrestle. But I feel like Wade Barrett was a really good wrestler, good brawler, and I feel like he could really add to the failing mid-card division. I think all the divisions of wrestling is failing apart from an NXT. Then we see a bit in the pre-show where the New Day is in the head office, and the New Day have an ice cream cart going around the ring, just being silly New Day what they do. But I'm just hoping that Xavier gets a push, a proper singles run, get Intercontinental Championship, and who knows, if he gets built really well, he can get the World Championship. I would love him to get a World Championship. That will just take the whole New Day story all the way around, full circle. And I think he could be World Champion material. He's already got King of the Ring. He just needs to have serious feuds and just drop the laughable, not taken seriously kind of gimmick. Then they were going to a lot of repeat of the video packages. Can I say something about WWE? I think they think about visuals first, content first, above everything, above all the storylines, because when they put the packages together, they're like, oh wow, it does make sense why everyone's beefing and fighting. But if you're watching it in real time and spend hours watching and investing, it doesn't make sense. So I feel like whoever's doing the production of the packages and the editing should get a raise, because somehow they tried to make it make sense. But to me, I'm just like, no, but I was there watching it hours and hours. It doesn't make sense. Now let's get into the official show. Team Liv Morgan, Team Ripley. I don't like it. I don't like the names. I don't think they're leaders. It's annoying. And when Team Liv Morgan was coming into the ring, just before they came into the ring, they was walking through the crowds. I think the crowd was empty at that time. And they said, Nia at the back with her championship. Nia's championship wasn't even on the main advertisement. I'm just like, they're just taking this women's championships or all championships as a joke. Like, it doesn't mean anything. They're not positioning championships and champions well in WWE. All the heels of the WarGames have shades. I thought that was quite interesting, maybe because they're very shady. And when the first the WarGames happened, Bianca had a good pop and Naomi had a big pop, and I thought, wow, internationally, especially in Canada, Naomi's doing really well. And basically, they said this is her first WarGames match, and if it is, that is disrespect. She should always be in a war game match from how much she brings to the table. When Rhea Ripley came to War Games, her teammates was clapping for her. Like she's the savior and she's gonna do so much great things in this ring. And I feel like, why do they position her like she is superior to everyone? And she's not. She hasn't proved herself. She hasn't proved herself to be superior. No, you gotta remember that Rhea Ripley, she's still competition. People, they should be looking to Rhea in her teammates to fight her after this war game match. But that didn't really make sense to me. And when she had Rhea Ripley had her mask on, like half sheep ram, kind of dead underworld thing, looking like an underworld mistress, love child. It's just like, is she infringing on the Wyatt family gimmick a little bit? See, people don't protect their gimmicks. They don't protect it. And I know that the men love Mami and they want to be on top with Mami. So I'm just like, she's popular. I get it. She's popular. I can't do nothing about it. Wrestling's not for everybody's cup of tea. I just got to roll with it. She's not going anywhere, not anytime soon. Bayley and Nia started the game. Naomi had her birthday hat. I thought that was quite cute. She had a kendo stick with Nia. People were saying happy birthday to Naomi, which is really cool. Candice LeRae is getting reaction, some boos. That's cool. That's the strongest reaction I've seen Candice LeRae had. I'm glad that she's getting more established on the main roster. She sidesteps Tiffany Stratton. Now, with the announcers talking about this match, they tell a little bit of the backstory between Candice LeRae and Bayley. Like, Candice is jealous of Bayley because they came up at a similar time on NXT, and Bayley has more success than Candice. Now, I'm just like, that's interesting. You're telling us over the, as commentators, but why don't you show us? Show, not tell. That's what I don't like, when they try to get people over and tell their stories all the time in the commentary. But for the last 2 months, you haven't done anything. I haven't shown anything. The writers, the backstage segment, they haven't shown anything. And Candice has been getting quite a bit of TV time, and that story has not been shown, which is annoying. Anyway, so then we saw the purple trash can for Io Sky to sacrifice herself. I'm thinking if she's going to be synonymous with this, might as well just make merch out of it. Just make merch, because that's what people love her for that trash can spot. Rhea in the cage when there's Rhea Liv Morgan. This is what's a pet peeve, what I'm seeing happening when people are getting ready for their spots. So Tiffany's on top of the cage, and then Io Sky is at top of the cage at the other end with her trash can, and Tiffany Stratton's going to do her pretty moonsault. So they do it rough at the same time. I was like, I'm noticing, stop taking 10 years to do your spot. Obviously be safe, but just do your spot. Make it organic. When the Hardy Boys and Hardy Boys and Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian, when they did their spots for the TLC, they didn't take 10 years to do their spots. They just did it, and it looked organic. And the lack of organicness, or the element of surprise of their spots, is coming down to zero. And then, Rhea Ripley won and pinned Lived, and yeah, so what? I don't know what's happened. Very anticlimactic there, but it was entertaining. I watched it, and it was decent. Then Shinsuke Nakamura comes. I like his presentation music. I know people on the internet like, I don't like his music, don't mess with the classic, but I like it. If you like anime, if you're in your anime bag, you would like Shinsuke and what he's doing, and I feel they built him up, and it's working for me. I like Shinsuke when he got that move onto LA Knight before he won, where he used his head first on that steel strip. That was cool, and LA Knight sold it as a pro. It's going to be interesting of the redemption or the resurrection arc of LA Knight. How does he recover from this loss? Hopefully it doesn't hurt him too much, and he will get into the top card bit, because he should be world champion by now. Now, LA Knight is going to be the main rival for Cody to be in the number one babyface. I am here for it. When we get into the triple threat match, with Ludwig, Kaiser, Bron Breakker, and Sheamus. Now, you know it's going to be a banger because Sheamus in there. Mr. Utility Sheamus, Irish Utility. But I feel like it could have just been Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser just in the match because they had so much chemistry and it was a delightful wrestling match to watch. I didn't like that Sheamus lost. I think Bron Breakker should have given the title to Sheamus. But then again, I think I put my predictions. If it was WrestleMania, like a big moment like that, I think Sheamus should have won because he can get his Grand Slam championship and do something good with the championship. I think Sheamus could have a good Intercontinental championship run. But at the same time, I'm very conflicted because I feel that Sheamus is world champion material. He should be relegated in the Intercontinental sphere. Did him dirty, but it is what it is. Bron Breakker, people like him. We'll see where it goes. People call him the future, but we shall see. Me personally, I didn't have much interest with the Damian Priest and Gunther match. I just watched it. And to be fair, gotta be fair to Gunther, he's a really good technical wrestler. He can do things and he was showing very, very dominant. All that mouth, Damian, and look what you looked like. You looked like a little bitch in the ring. And I was just waiting, when is Finn Balor's coming? When is Finn Balor going to come and interrupt this match? And I was not disappointed. But before he interrupted the match, I want to just highlight the first submission hold on Priest. I liked it. But I didn't like how Priest got out of that submission hold. It was just too easy. He had him on a very good clutch. And then he just wiggled his head and he got out of it. And I was like, needed more struggle there. Anyway, sell it to me. And he got out unscathed. After that submission, I thought his arm and stuff was going to get broken. Sell it a little bit more, Damian, sell it a little bit more. Anyway, so Finn Balor comes and living his best life. And then afterwards, Finn Balor, I think he stomps on him. And after when he stomps on him, Gunther kicks him, and then Gunther eventually wins with another submission. It was alright. I don't think it needed was it needed on the card? Could I wait till Saturday Night Live? I didn't do anything. I don't really care about it. It's lack of investment. And we move on. Now we are going into you'd say the main event, right? You would say the main WarGames, which is 4 years in the making with the Bloodline. What I liked about this, that Jey Uso had his own spotlight and he came last. So it's interesting, he didn't have Roman Reigns coming last with his entrance, like Jey Uso. But what you notice, it's an international crowd, and that international crowd was hot. But they weren't really feeling the yeet like all the other crowds. You can see people weren't yeeting as much. So I don't know the impact of how they booked Jey over the last couple of months. It's impacting on how people are reacting with him. He didn't get a really good reaction. Watch out for that. Didn't get a good pop. So I'm just waiting for cool things to happen in the match. 30 minutes in, I'm still waiting. I was like, women's match is better. I'm not about this life. And then Roman Reigns accidentally spears Punk. Like miscommunication. Is there trust? Oh my god, there's going to be a story. Oh my god, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, what's going to do? What are they going to do? And then there was a spot where Roman Reigns was going to get a high tsunami by Bronson Reed. The damage. I was thinking, if Roman Reigns takes this, his career's over. I was thinking, do not ruin all the hard work Roman Reigns has done. But then CM Punk saves Roman Reigns from that big tsunami and through the table. Jimmy Uso does a big frog splash on Jake Fatu. People go crazy for that. And the OG Bloodline and CM Punk surround Solo Sikoa and do their thing. Roman Reigns spears Solo Sikoa before CM Punk, before that CM Punk assists. I think try to give him to go to sleep. At the end, CM Punk shakes hands with Roman Reigns. The Wild Man Paul Heyman comes to the ring. I was expecting to see The Rock. It was so anticlimactic. I was just like, what's going on? Now it's like, okay, we put a line under this. Is this the end of the Bloodline now? Can we move on with a new story? Who knows? Just felt super flat. Flat as a pancake. Anyway, I thought, you know what? Since I did invest in the pre-show, let me invest in the post-show, because let me add something. The post-shows are getting a bit boring now. I don't like it. It used to be fun, but I don't know why. It just lost this zest. I don't know if I watch another post-show. Probably WrestleMania one. Why is not Gunther as the champion with the press? Everyone else, see the positioning. They're not caring about Gunther. Gunther's like with one of the, I don't know if it's Kathy Kelly or something Redmond, I can't remember which one, the brunettes who does the thing, the interviewing. I don't know, they're out there in the stadium somewhere. I don't like it. Position him as the champion properly. Have him first to chat, or last, just before Triple H is a champion, for God's sake. Anyway, you have the Io Sky and your women in the press conference. Everyone says happy birthday to Naomi, which I think is cute. I love Io Sky. She's just so cool. Like, she doesn't realize what she says, and it's just so cool. Like, she says, I know English is not her first language, so it's hard to translate, but she was just talking about her stuff in the match and her relationship with Bayley, and then she's like, I trust the trash can. She just jumps off and she just trusts it. And I think if the can is part of her thing, she could use it as merch. Put that purple trash can and say, I trust the trash can. I think that's a good gimmick. Give me some royalties for that. Bron will ask if he wanted to the world heavyweight champion ship. Is he looking for that? And he gave the most bland political answer, like, I'm happy with my Intercontinental Championship right now, but if it comes, I'm sure I'll meet Gunther on the way. I know he has to sell the Intercontinental Championship, but really everyone wants the World Championship. So you tell me you're going to be content with the Intercontinental Championship, you're never going to do any other singles matches for the World Heavyweight Championship? Get out of here. You're just boring. I'm trying to see the charisma. I think there's potential for him to have charisma. Maybe it's going to be like a Randy Orton, where you don't have too much charisma, but you're good enough and you're technical enough to get through. Okay, then I saw Raquel Rodriguez can actually speak and do a good promo. She did a good backstage segment with one of the women. I need to know what their names are. Is it Kathy Kelly and something, the two blonde interviewers? Sorry about that, I forgot. You don't look alike, but sometimes you do. She does good promo, and she looked quite intimidating when Liv Morgan was lying down looking distressed on like some apparatus. It's a shame she has to dumb down herself, make her look small for her talent and her career for Liv Morgan, because I think there's something there. Raquel's got something about her. It just shows more about how you're booked and how you're positioned. I don't think the wrestling roster is that bad. I don't think we are seeing and drawing their potential. I really don't. And I don't know how we can move this forward about really making the people shine. And I know there's some people saying we don't have stars, but I don't know. I'm thinking like Piper Niven. She's not on the card, but I'm thinking like her, a really good wrestler. I think she can do decent promos. She's believable, but I'm like, but the way how she's booked though. Wow. How can WWE superstars on the main roster shine, maximize their minutes, get over in a smallest amount of time, and be popular? Not everyone can be popular to like a Rhea Ripley, but popular enough for us to care. So I think they really need to think about how can you get over and make us care. How much I would give this pay-per-view out of 10? Like a 3. The build-up was not great to this, and I think the women's match was the only entertaining one. Very disappointed by the last WarGames, the men's one. I think they were just lazy, to be honest. It was a lazy match. They could have done so much better. Or drawn out lazy match. At least when you watch women, it didn't feel like I was watching like nearly up to an hour of entertainment. It was nearly like 50 minutes for the men, and it just felt it just dragged. They botched it. They've regulated this pay-per-view as just a regular schmegular pay-per-view, where this is supposed to be the big four. I'm worried for Royal Rumble and I'm worried for WrestleMania, because things should be tight right now as we're getting into the WrestleMania and Royal Rumble season. I don't know if I invested the right time since WrestleMania, since I got back into wrestling into this. I'm worried that I might waste a year of my life, but you can't write a thing off. So let me just have faith and patience and see where this goes to.